Hello everyone, welcome and salutations to today's new video project. Today I'm basically going to discuss with you about something in particular that's been weighing on my mind for a while. And all throughout my life, I had to always question what's the common sense, purpose, and logic behind certain things that in society, what people say commonly, and the responses. I notice every single time that, when I used to work in retail for so many years of my life, and whenever, even to this day, okay, it doesn't matter if it's among family, friends, or complete strangers, wherever you go in modern society, the most common response that people would ultimately give to you when asked of how you are doing or how you're feeling, everyone always has this two-word response, and to me I find it to be very mundane, very repetitive, artificial almost, which is, I'm good, and I think that in my perspective, ultimately, I find that response to be very artificial, and like I said, it's very mundane, because it's ultimately you hiding behind and masquerading behind your falsehood of emotions. And whenever someone asks me how I've been feeling, or how I've been doing, and especially with the passing of the late great best friend of mine, Jamie, I let people know. If I'm feeling severely depressed or numb, emotionally unstable, or what have you, imbalanced, and that's just me personally. That's how I've always been. And well, before in my life, in my teenage years, I was more rebellious. The older that I had become, I would say in my 20s, 20 to 24, I started to develop my spiritual journey, and I have started to travel down this rabbit hole in my journey in my spiritual craft and witchcraft, and I started to unravel pieces and dissect them about myself and of the human condition, the world around me. I started to understand of all the subliminal messages that there are in the world, the hidden context of truths, and there's so much deceptions in the world. And I started to unravel everything, and especially to dissect myself, taking apart bits and pieces, and I started to understand on a deeper perspective of how frail the human condition and our planet truly is. So I started becoming more passive-aggressive the more that I started to discover the light. Because like I said, I had not discovered the light until I was at least 20 years old. But ultimately, having discovered the light, I've become more passive-aggressive. And as the older that I have become, and even to this day, every single day is an awakening for me. It's a constant unraveling in my process of being alive. And through the act of being alive, I find a deeper motivation, inspiration. I find bits and pieces and particles of my consciousness that are constantly opening the doors and gateways and removing obstacles. And not just that, but also allowing myself to become a greater person every single day of my life. And through that, and becoming more wiser, knowledgeable, I am then able to truly utilize this platform to my advantage, to helping to deeper influence and inspire the world around me. This platform for the social media, for technology, incorporated for positive intentions. And especially for this channel, and to being able to truly influence the world around me. And every day is a journey for me. It's constant. It's never ending. So the more I started to discover the light, and being that so familiar with the blackness, that I ended up reverting back to the left-hand path, towards the shadows and the darkness. And I've got to a point where throughout the years I've started to mediate towards this balance, if that makes any sense. Now I embrace aspects from both sides, like the left hand and the right hand, the black and the light, as below as above. And through this, I've become a lot more vocal. I've become a lot more brutally honest. And I truly do not hold back my punches. I do not hold back or digress or regress my thoughts and impulses of my own desires and will. And as a matter of fact, my will in itself, through a channeling of deeper introspection and inspiration, I've actually become an unstoppable force. And you've seen it for yourself. For the past 3-4 weeks, my statistics had dramatically increased. And I have each and every one of you to thank personally for it. And just like I had expressed in my previous video, I dedicated and devoted an offering of my video to each and every one of you for all that you have done. And yes, by the way, this is my YouTube shirt here. And I'm thinking about, not to get off topic for subject, but I'm actually thinking about manufacturing these again. If anyone's interested in buying them, definitely leave your comments below and let me know. I've got them in all different sizes. I can make them like this style or whatever. But anyway, just not to get off topic too much, but ultimately, like I said, I've become a lot more brutally honest, and thus, if someone attempts to screw me over or put words in my mouth or try to invoke some sort of drama or beef with me, like I said in my previous videos, I not only shut that down, but I squash it, I resolve their issues, and I find ways, alternative ways, instead of resorting to methods of aggression, hostility, or otherwise negative. And I try to work through it and simulate through our differences, try to find a peaceful compromise and a balance, a mutual agreement. But then again, there are some people that you cannot obviously resolve your issues with, so you have to just completely, like I always said, carve out the cancer. Okay, carve out from your body the toxicities that are holding you back, things that are not any longer necessary as a part of your life, and you remove that out from your existence. Then you are able to truly find your independence, your freedom, your peace, your harmony. You'll be able to find your balance and being able to come to terms of understanding on a deeper relationship within yourself. Unfortunately, there are people out there who still have beef with me that perhaps will never come to terms of agreement or self-betterment on their part. And as for myself, I speak for myself, and I do not need the validation or approvals from anyone else. And a lot of times, since having to move out here to this state, it's like I've said in my previous videos so many times before, I've been attempted to take advantage of, I've been having words put up in my mouth, and people borrow money from you but never pay you back. And that to me, honestly, is an absolute disgust to me. And there are few individuals whom I personally had a friendship with that I no longer have as a part of my life, and for obvious good reasons, because they were toxic influences of people. Not that they had influenced anything on me, because I am my own master. I do not allow anyone or anything to influence me. Okay? But these people are the people that were a part of my life in the most recent past, but no longer, due to them being, like I said, just nothing but toxic. They had nothing to contribute towards our relationship. And a relationship, to me, is two separate halves that come together. You have to meet each other halfway, no matter what. I mean, it's not just, a love relationship, but a relationship with your family, relationship with your neighbors and your friends. It takes two together to bring each other up. You know, there's no such thing as a free-for-all, you know? You have to accept each other for what it is and who they are and what they are. And also, not only accept the positive, but the negative as well. And you have to work through your differences if you have problems with each other for your differences. And especially how to not only help better the other person, but also to better yourself in that same process, in that same regard. And for those particular few individuals, and because they had crossed me pretty severely, and they having to provoke me and dare to challenge me, being a witch practitioner, let's just say that they're having constant torment and suffering every single day. Okay? Hauntings, possessions. So I warn people, just do not go there. You know, do not go there. Trust me. I could be your worst enemy. I could be the devil in the flesh. Or I could be your greatest ally and your friend, and we can compromise together to change the world. And we could work on ourselves together. You know, one of the greatest lacks in our modern society so much is that our lack of communication and our brutal honesty. I mean, it seems like, it's like I said, going back to the title of this video. Excuse me. It's like I said, go back to the title of this video. When you ask someone how they are doing, and all that they would tell you is like, oh, I'm alright, you know, I'm good. You know. Well, the underlining message and conclusion of this video is to be brutally honest and open lines of communication. If you have someone ask you how you are doing, be truly open and honest about yourself. And think about your response. You know, not only does your honesty affect yourself, but those around you. And trust me, from my perspective, from my personal experiences all throughout my life of being honest and, you know, brutally honest, is that you find out who your real friends are. And not just that, but being open and honest is one of the greatest key successes towards manifesting a better life for yourself and the world around you. And thus, being brutally honest, you do not allow anybody else to take advantage of you. Sorry. I don't know why hot coffee does that to me all the time. Being brutally honest changes your perspective on everything. It allows people in the world itself to not take advantage of you. So always reflect in that. Always think about that. And being brutally honest is like the best thing for you. And it changes your life drastically. So, well, my name is Cody Gremlin. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, And especially thank you for your contribution, for your support, for watching my videos and supporting this platform, and especially for being a part of my journey, being a part of our life. And for that, thank you so much. Leave your comments below. I'll talk to each one of you soon.